Hey everyone, do you want to know how to build community within Adventist teams? Well, that's what we are here to teach you. My name is Alyssa Truman. I am the project manager for Adventist teams, and with me is Maria Truman, and she is
Hi.
a Discord community building extraordinaire. So I rely on her to help teach us the things that we need to know. So Adventist teams is all about missions and spreading the gospel, but we also are all about community, connecting all of us believers together so we can encourage each other with our stories, we can share great resources, and collaborate on creative projects. So we have two places where you can do this. One is a Facebook group, which we'll talk about in another video, but this one's really just about Discord. So Maria, tell us, what is Discord?
Discord, quite simply, is just a community area. This can be an app, this can be accessed through a website, and it's just something very easily accessible that can be used by a lot of different people. It can be used by people who have book clubs, and it can be used for like gaming groups. For this community in particular, Adventist teams, it can be used to help us communicate with people within this community, as well as submit bugs and other issues that you may be finding.
Which is going to come in very handy, especially in the beginning of the rollout. Okay, so before this started, I actually created an account on Discord. Maria walked me through that. All you actually do is go to discord.com and you just create an account. I think it asks you 4 questions and then you have an account. It's super simple. So before this, Maria sent me a link. You will be able to find this link on in our weekly emails that you'll be getting. Is also in the app where it shows like report bugs in the more section. This is where it's going to take you. So I'm going to click this and start sharing my screen so you can see how to start this up. So you can see right here, I have logged in and it says that Maria has invited me to join Adventist teams, and I'm going to accept the invitation. Yay! So now I am part of the Adventist teams community. So right here, we have a welcome. It's in 3 different languages. Maria, can you explain real quick, why are there 3 languages on this screen?
There is a diverse group of people who are using this app and this community in particular. And we wanted to make sure that, especially if you only speak one language or you prefer to speak or read one language over the other, that you can access the server in that particular language and that it's an ease of accessing for you. So basically it says here, welcome to Adventist teams. Please take a minute to go to the language area and select your languages to access the server fully. And so if you look to the left side here under the Adventist teams words, you've got the welcome and you've got the language. So if you click on that, it takes you to this page where you see English, Spanish, and Portuguese with little symbols next to them that represent it. To select your language and to gain access to that portion of the server, you want to click on the circle and the color that represents it. They have numbers next to them most of the time, and that can help you figure out which circle you're supposed to click on. Don't click on the ones up top that have the words next to them. You want to click on the ones on the bottom that have numbers next to them.
So this is basically the key, and this is where you respond.
Yeah.
So I clicked on red because I only speak English, don't speak anything else. And I noticed a bunch of stuff showed up over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to run through these first 2 really quickly. And then Maria, if you could help us with that 3rd one. So rules, you guys, it just kind of tells you like the kind of the behavior we expect. I don't think there should be a problem with this, but it's always good to know that we expect you to be kind and appropriate and not spammy. Right? Next is announcements. This is where you're going to find stuff from our administrative team that kind of just shares like, okay, there's a new release of the app, make sure you get it updated, or we'll just share different information that way. So help and bugs. If you find a problem in the app, which some of you will, okay, if you find a problem, what we want you to do is to come here and click this. And then Maria, explain what we do now.
So if you find an issue within the app, probably you want to screenshot it or have an easy way that you can show that there is something having an issue here. And then you want to come to this channel, or you call these little sub areas within the server channels. And you want to click on that, and you want to click on this thing down here that says create ticket. Now, if you create that, and if you look to your left side, you'll see something pop up in the top bit saying ticket and then a number next to it. And if you click on that, where it has a little red dot that shows that you have a notification there, you'll be able to put in any kind of like screenshots you may have or words describing the issue or the problem that you may be experiencing.
Okay, so I shouldn't put anything down here though.
No,
I have to come up to this ticket that was created.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys, you click that little ticket tool and then you see where this is up here, you click on this and this is where you put your ticket. Now there's certain things that are really, really helpful. As I've been helping the developers with this, I have learned a lot of things about reporting bugs that most of us normal people would not know. First thing, it is so helpful if you give a screenshot or if you can record like a video on your phone that shows kind of like what the problem is that you're experiencing. That way it's easier for them to duplicate. So you can go ahead and Maria, how would I upload a video or a picture that I took?
If you press the plus icon in the bottom left right there, you'll be able to upload a file, or if you're on your phone, you can upload an image. Okay. Though I will say when it comes to videos, Discord does have a limit of how large of a file you can upload. So just be careful there. If you can't upload something, that might be why.
Okay, so keep your videos short if you're going to record a video. Another thing that's super handy to include in this, you guys, is like what kind of device you're on. Like say I was on a iOS device, so it'd be like an Apple device. I was an iOS and it was an iPhone 8 and I'm running the operating system 10.8. I think that sounds like something that would be a normal
probably
thing. I don't know. Or if you're an Android person, break down like, so you tell us what device you're using and what operating system you're using, and that will help them even more to be able to try to duplicate that. Because we have people and they come here and all they do is come in and try to duplicate your bugs so they can solve these problems for everybody. So once I, create this, how do I do that? Am I in the wrong area?
You want to click upload a file. That is a thread.
You can tell I don't know.
Click upload a file.
We're just going to pretend that I have something I need to upload. I have no idea what to pretend I have to. We're going to just pretend that this is my upload right here. So then I would add a comment, and this would be where I would tell them like, hey, this doesn't show the rest of the screen. And then I would include that I am on an Apple iPhone 7 using 10.8.
Sure. We'll go with it.
And then I would just go and I would click upload. I'm not going to, because I don't want my team to see this because it's not a real ticket. So then they would just click upload here. And then what would happen in normal situation is that now people would start to respond to you and they might ask you a question. Oh, see right here, somebody responded to me, Mariah. She said, hi. Hello. So she would be able to respond and then I would be able to send messages back and forth with her. So there's also here a channel called General. I don't know what's going to go in there yet. Probably this is where you guys can put your chitter chatter. So like whatever you guys want to talk about with each other, this is where you put it. Okay. This is where you guys can just kind of have conversations, tag each other and talk. This is one of my favorite places. Oops. I think we actually had somebody talking. This is where you can put your suggestions. We love suggestions. Some of the greatest parts of this app were born out of suggestions from our beta team. So come in here, write down any suggestions you have at any time. And trust me, all of the administration are watching this thread and we'll probably be talking about many of these suggestions at our weekly meetings. I like this one. It's super simple. If you have a prayer request, something going on in your life, and you just want like a lot of people to pray, this is a place to come and put that prayer request. And people all around the globe will stop and they'll pray for you. We encourage people to just, post your prayer requests, and then you can respond using emojis rather than like having like big, threads off of one person. So we just keep it to just posting the prayer requests. So take some time. if you see somebody post a prayer request, take a minute out of your day, pray for that person. Your prayer could change their life. Now leveling, this is something that's a little bit interesting. Can you explain this a little bit to me?
So something that Discord does have that can help improve servers, so to speak, is that they have these things called bots. A very particular bot that we have in this server is the Me6 bot, which you can see on the far right. And this helps with moderation, and this also helps you see how active you are on the server. The more you use help and bugs, the more you type in general, the more you type in suggestions and prayer requests, the more you're just active on the server in general, the more you can level up within the server. So you'll be able to see like that you have a very specific level in the server based on how much time you spend there. And there is a leaderboard, so you can see who is the most active within the server.
I might be slightly competitive, so I like that. Now, right now, you can see I'm considered a digital missionary. Mariah, could you go ahead and pretend that I have just promoted to junior level leader? Eventually, our goal is to make this so that you can, I just saw some things pop up. Eventually, what's going to happen is that our app will speak to Discord and it will do this automatically. But if it doesn't, what we need you to do is just post something and tag one of the admins and just say, hey, I promoted to junior level leader or senior level leader. And you can see down here that opened up a special area. This is where we're going to be posting the Zoom links for the monthly meetings that only junior leaders get to go to. And if you're a senior leader, you'll only be in the senior leader area. That way, everyone doesn't have access, just the people who have earned that through their points. And also gives you a special area. Oh, she just took it away from me. This also gives you a special area where you can just chat with other junior leaders who are in this system, or senior leaders or servant leaders, especially the servant leader chat. I think once we figure out who's going to Israel, I can see that chat getting really, really exciting as people talk about going to Israel together. So the last thing we want to talk about is just this training and upcoming events area. We will have those events that are coming up. We will be posting Zoom links for people to go to them, just so you don't miss them. But there will also be trainings on how to start a podcast, or maybe like how to use social media better to reach people, just random trainings. They're not necessarily like events to teach people about Adventist teams, but actually things to train you to be better digital missionaries. That's where you're going to find those resources. So see training as how to be a better digital missionary, and events on how to better promote Adventist teams. So there you have it. That's kind of an overview. I want to go over two things before we end, just two. When you first come in, it's important to go to language and click which language you are part of. So if I had not clicked English, it would have taken all of this away from me. So it's important for you to click that. And then help and bugs, this is where you go and post it, and you click create ticket. Oops. And then you need to come in here and start creating that by uploading the stuff that you need to send. Start with an image and give all the information we talked about earlier. So that's just our overview of Discord, and thank you for watching. And for those of you who watch this, you just earned 10 points. Hello. Great TMI points right there. So thank you for watching. Join the Discord server, and we look forward to becoming part of a community with you.